Hello everyone, I am MerveGüroğluAğdaş. I will present the kind of transportation used between home and school in children and perception of urban space, case of Kirklareli. I will explain the presentation in 4 parts. Chapter 1. Firstly, I will explain why this topic is chosen. While the topic of walking or biking as an active travel behavior is an important research topic and embraced as a national policy in developed countries, it doesn't receive enough attention in developing countries. The purpose of this study is to identify the effects of going to school by walking or using a vehicle on the perceptions of children on urban space. Within the scope of the study, Kirklareli example was used in examining the types of transportation that children use, types of transportation they prefer, components of the school route they would like to change, and the effects of active travel behavior on children. How the perception of urban space changed by walking to school or using transportation was discussed. In this context, the following questions were intended to be answered. What urban elements does a child who goes to school by walking and using a vehicle when traveling between school and home perceive? Is there a difference between the perceived components? Does going to school on foot or by vehicle have an impact on urban perception levels? What type of transportation do children want to use when traveling to school? Are there any elements that children want to change or arrange in their school routes? If yes, what are they? The following hypothesis was tested. Children walking to school show a more developed sense of urban space due to the fact that they interact more with the natural and artificial environments along the way. In other words, as the level of urban interaction increases, the level of development of urban space perception increases. For the method of the study, a questionnaire and drawings have been used. Drawings were implemented as cognitive mapping data. The implementation was carried out with the 4th grade children of 2 different primary schools in the center of Kirklareli province. In the second part of the survey, the topic of "Can you draw what you see between home and school in order" was given to children, and they were asked to draw what they see on their way home from school. Literature review. Perception is the process of becoming informed about the environment. Perceiving is the process of receiving information from outside, and it varies from one person to another according to their perceptual system, personality, social group, culture, and environment. The concept of perception is mostly associated with cognition. Cognition refers to the spatial meaning of objects, their symbolization, and understanding their origin features. According to the Lynch, cognitive maps are images that a person develops about a place. Lynch analyzed city images under 5 topics of paths, edges, districts, nodes, and landmarks. Studies have shown that children's perception is different from that of adults. Perceptual cognitive development of children develop in 4 main stages as sensory-motor stage, pre-operational stage, concrete operational stage, and formal operational stage. Children's space perception develop in 3 main stages as topological space relations, projective space relations, and Euclidean space relations. According to statement made by the World Health Organization, at least 60 minutes of physical activity every day is necessary for physical, mental, and social development of children. However, the physical activity rate of children is decreasing day by day all over the world due to the rapid change of social and physical environment. Active school travel, including walking, cycling, and other self-moving modes, is an important source of physical activity for children. However, it is seen that the transportation between school and home has become increasingly chauffeur-driven. Active traveling to the school offers children an experience in rich sensory aspects. Rappaport argued that individuals traveling in motor vehicles perceive less details in their travel environments. School-home travel type affects the child's spatial cognition. The use of active or non-motorized transportation contributes to the development of cognition in terms of object richness and route accuracy. Chapter 3 Findings and Discussion. The data obtained were analyzed under two headings: evaluation of survey questions and analysis of cognitive maps. A total of 194 students participated in the study. It is seen that children provide the highest rates of school transportation by walking, by personal vehicle, by school bus, by bicycle and by bus respectively. And it is seen that the desired transportation types by children with the highest rates are by bicycle and by foot. The answers to the open-ended question, what changes would you make to the school route if you had the opportunity, were categorized as seen in Table 3. Regulations for pedestrian traffic, regulations for vehicle traffic, regulations regarding bicycle, regulations regarding the green area, nothing, regulations regarding pets, regulations for environment pollution, and unknown are the given answers. It was seen in the Table 4 that only children who go to the school by active travel can go to the school independently and on their own. As seen in the Table 5, most of the children can access the school in less than 20 minutes. It is seen that some of children don't know how long it takes to arrive to school. As seen in the Table 6, most of the children who go to the school on foot can access the school in less than 20 minutes. As seen in the Table 7, 13 out of 21 children who stated that they don't know the school transportation time go to school with the company of family members. Most of children responded as positive feelings to the question of how going to school on foot makes you feel. Evaluation of cognitive maps. Cognitive maps are handled within the scope of the stick image elements, classified as paths, edges, districts, nodes, and landmarks. Children who travel to school by foot, by bicycle, by personal vehicle, and by school bus drive park green areas in their cognitive maps as a region. Only children who travel by school bus drive a graveyard as a region. It is seen that main road was drawn in all cognitive maps. On the other hand, it is seen that rate of road network drawing is higher in those who travel by motor vehicle. Garden wall was drawn as a border element in all cognitive maps. The rising billiard is drawn in cognitive maps of children who only go to the school on foot. It is observed that some of children who travel to school by school bus and by foot drive the Vilayet Square as the focal point. Festival area was drawn who only go to school on foot. Intersection drawings wasn't seen in cognitive maps who travel to school by bicycle. It is seen that at least one landmark element was drawn on all of the cognitive maps. Example pictures for main road street elements and example pictures for road network elements. Example of pictures drawn by children who go to the school by foot and who go to the school by personal vehicle. As a result of calculations based on the numerical majority of the image elements, on average of 11 items on the cognitive maps of 118 students who walk to school is the highest value. In addition to these, In addition to these findings, it was observed that sign elements on the neighborhood scale, such as fondant, was drawn by children who walk to school. It was determined that the cognitive maps of children who walk to school include urban equipment items such as recycling bin, street lamps, and banks. Only the cognitive maps of those who walk, it was seen that stone, leaf, and dirt roads were drawn. Chapter 4 Conclusion. As a result of the study, it was observed that more than half of the children were actively traveling to school within a period of 15-12 minutes. Children said that they wanted their transportation to school to be by bike or by foot. Regarding pedestrian and bicycle traffic to support active travel behavior on school roads, they stated that they wanted to make arrangements for bicycle use and on-foot travel. The high percentage of those who don't know how long it takes to get to school attracted notice, due to the fact that the time concept such as the time of leaving home is planned and carried out under the control and supervision from the parent, that individualization of child hasn't been completed yet and the concept of time hasn't yet occurred. It was observed that the areas that differ functionally, such as the park and the green area, were drawn mostly by those who go to school by foot. It was observed that the road network drawing was more pronounced in the cognitive maps of motor vehicle users. It can be said that the pavement was drawn at a higher rate as it was used more by those who go to school by foot. It was determined that the rising pillar, which is the element of urban equipment, is drawn only children who go to school by foot. As notes, it was determined that students who go to school by foot travel both the festival area and the village square. The cognitive maps of children traveling to school by bicycle don't have any notes. High driving rates of intersections was seen in motor vehicle users' cognitive maps. In the cognitive maps of children who travel to school by foot, the presence of sign elements, urban equipment elements at neighborhood scale, and natural elements such as stones, leaves, and dirt roads were detected. The determination of these differences in image elements indicate that there are differences between the items perceived according to the kind of school transportation. As a result of the analysis in the cognitive maps of children traveling to school by foot, it was determined that there were higher numbers of image elements on average. This indicates that those who walk perceive more urban elements than those who travel by vehicle. It can be said that going to school on foot or by vehicle has an effect on the level of urban perception, and that children walking to school have a more developed sense of urban space in terms of the numerical richness of the image elements. It was demonstrated that the transportation opportunities offered to children by the urban space have an impact on children's physical activity behaviors and their perceptions of urban space. It is important to make the necessary urban arrangements in order to actively provide school-based transportation in consideration of both supporting perceptual cognitive development and so the behavior to be gained from early childhood will continue throughout life. Thank you for listening.